The Red Wings have not made the playoffs since 2016, a team that once used to dominate the league year in and year out and is one of the most historic franchises in all of sports, has not really done anything in the past 8 years. So a few years back, the Red Wings decided to hire Stevie Yzerman to come in and try to rebuild this organization. So since then, he has made some good trades, he has made some bad trades, he has made some bad signings, and he's made some good signings. And in result of this, the Red Wings for the past 2 seasons or so have been really mediocre because of the bad signings and the good signings and just the mid-everything. They just have a mid-roster. But most recently, Stevie Yzerman traded for Alex DeBrincat, which hopefully is the player that finally pushes this roster over the edge and into a playoff spot. But obviously, one player can't carry a whole team. So let's look at the rest of the roster. They have David Perron, Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, Mort Seider, Edvinsson, Gosselaar, Reimer, Comfer, and Fabry. But besides those players and maybe even Casper, the team doesn't have much to offer in depth, in offense or defense. Their depth players aren't very good defensively and offensively. If they just got a few more bottom 6 pieces that could just put a puck in the net and do their job defensively and offensively, they would definitely be 100% a playoff contender. But as of now, they have a really promising top 6 and a really promising top 2 pairs on defense. But besides that, there isn't much there. And that's why I'm so mixed on whether I want to call them a deadlock playoff contender yet, because I'm just not sure about the bottom 6 yet. Like, you look at their projected first line, it's Larkin, Raymond, and DeBrincat. Each of those players have a peak of at least 80 or so points, but the rest of the roster maybe has a peak of 60 and 50 points. That's what I'm saying. The top line, and yeah, maybe even the top 6, is insane, but the rest of the team just isn't really that good. And it's a shame because the top 6 is so good and it really could carry a team into the playoffs. But here's the thing, even if they get into the playoffs, their bottom lines are going to get ripped up because they can't keep up with the other team's bottom lines. And who knows, maybe by the deadline they are in a playoff spot and they can trade for a huge player for their bottom 6. But as of now, something they can do is trade for Scott Lawton of the Flyers. That would be a huge piece for their bottom 6 and would make it really solid not only on the ice but off the ice with his awesome leadership. So basically, in conclusion, the Red Wings are a team who has a really great top 6, maybe one of the best in the NHL. But when you look at the rest of their roster, there really isn't much to offer besides those top lines on offense and defense. And their goaltending is still a question because, yeah, Reimer was great last season and Husso had his games, but will they really step up to give them those wins that they need to, especially if they do make the playoffs? So this team has a lot of question marks, but they also have a lot of potential to be really good this year. The Atlantic Division is also super up for grabs this year, with the only teams who are really deadlocked to be good are the Lightning and the Leafs. There's a lot of question about the Bruins, and there's a lot of question on whether the Sabres are ready yet. So the Red Wings are also a team that we might not know are ready yet. So that's the thing. It is really wide open because there's a lot of question marks on a lot of teams on whether they will be good or not.